She's out of here. Guys, the flip bike is gone. He's loading it up, taking it back to Texas. I got $3,800 for it. Well guys, I just picked up another one. An 07, one owner, he bought it new. Definitely needs some work as far as running right. Guess it's been sitting for a little while. Need some air in the tires, but. All right, YouTube, picked up another flip bike. This one will be number 19. Same year as the last one, same color scheme. This is a one owner bike. I do have the original title. Older gentleman owned this one as well. Hopefully he didn't smoke the clutches on this. But this has been sitting for a year. Carb definitely needs to be cleaned. Runs like crap, barely stays running. So I'll have to address that. But original tires, original everything on here. This is an all OEM bike. Still a white dot bike. If you look on the lug nuts, you still got white dots there, and a few other spots too. But let's see. It definitely is dirty. Give you a little view of the plastics. I mean, it's pretty dirty up there. I mean, it's just dirty everywhere. But this sticker did still have the plastic on it. The warning labels still have their plastic on it. Clean all that off. And got some scuffs. A couple bruises here, scrapes. Nothing crazy. That side looks pretty clean. There might be a little scrape there. I don't know, I'll have to clean this all off. I don't know what happened here. It looks like it definitely touched there, so I'll have to clean that up a little bit. I don't know how that would have happened unless they took that off for some reason. Who knows? But I do have all the original paperwork, and he actually bought it from, it's called Action Motorsports up here in Anthem, Arizona, which is now Moto City. So I guess you could say she's back home. He bought it new in 07. I got the receipt. I even got the little tag that they tagged the handlebars with the price. I think it said like 58, I want to say. I'm not sure what he paid for it. I don't know if it were negotiable at the time. I would think so. Things these days are definitely not negotiable. So, did come with paddles, and he had some ramps with it, but he kind of reneged on those and kept them, which is fine. I'm not going to sweat it over $150 set of ramps. It may be nice to have them, but the price I offered him, he took it. And I think that's what kind of made him decide to throw in or take the ramps, because they were part of the deal originally. The paddles, the ramps, the bike. And then he kind of was all like, well, if you don't need ramps, because I told him I had ramps in the truck to use, and he's like, well, I'll just keep those. And so anyway, it is what it is. The Resi shocks on here, I'm gonna take those off and put those on mine. That way on my 03. But the rear shock is gonna come off as well, and then we'll clean her up. You can see she's pretty dirty, filthy, especially the plastics. Seat's in good shape. The grips are in good shape. She just needs a big bath. A nice power wash and should take care of all this crap. Magic eraser. And we'll go ahead and redo the carb, because it definitely needs that from sitting. But you can see down there it's dirty as well. So we will get her assessed and get her cleaned up and get her on the market. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll get this one sold. I wonder what this guy wants. You come talk to me or what? But anyway, she's not a bad bike. Like I said, an 07, all original, one owner. So it came with these 2 paddles. Owner's manual's in here. And then I got original title from 2007. This is the tag that was on there, so $58.99 plus fees, SKU number, whatever that is. And then this is the salesman. So it was Action Motorsports at the time, and or maybe this is just a service manager. Yeah, service manager here. I don't know if it sold it to him or not, but. And then we got original purchase agreement here. Just information, VIN. You know, back then, freight was $25. Setup assembly was $25. And subtotal was $39.47. I don't know what this trade payoff is. I don't think he had a balance, or maybe he traded something in. I'm not sure. And then $323 in sales tax. Looks like dock fees and registration were $99, so like $130. So the total was $4,400, and balance due on delivery was $4,400. There are 2 receipts, one for $2,500 and one for $1,900. So I'm not sure what those were, but that is that. And that's pretty much it, but we're gonna get this thing cleaned up. Carburetor. Ooh, someone's been in this carburetor.
Yeah.
It's got Allen's. Normally fill them up. Standard electric.
Oh, there's a delay.
Yeah. Definitely wouldn't make any good FPV stuff, right? By the time you hit something, or by the time you thought you were gonna hit something, you've already hit it. Push that light button on the garage door opener for me, please. Thank you. guess shipping could be, because they're sending two, but you know.
Yeah, right. No. What am I supposed to be seeing?
There should be a number. Either there or on top.
Don't quit fucking moving. Flip this around. A number. Is it dirty?
Yeah, it's dirty. I can't clean it because it's tarnished. Do you see how this one has a number? Yeah, it says 130.
130, yeah.
So that should say something like
Well,
that.
can you rub it off on something?
No, because I can't, because then it'll just erase it and it'll like grind it off.
No, I mean rub it on a cloth or something.
No, it's scratch right over. Oh, I got a wound. It might be upside down, but I don't know.
Quit moving.
Well, I'm just trying to, it's easier if you put,
130.
is that 130? Should say down the bottom.
Yeah, I think it says
Shine the light, don't shine the light through the magnifying glass, shine the light underneath it.
130.
No, 130. The magnifying glass gets bigger.
Yeah, but it gets blurrier.
No, that's just your eyes.
Yeah.
Hold on, you get so you can get the flash in.
It's 60 or 50.
Let's see what we got here. That was
It's upside down. That says 60.
all right. So that one can go in there. There guys, I don't know if you guys are familiar with a Welsh plug. This is a Welsh plug right there. This is how they come from the factory. So in order to adjust the air fuel, you gotta drill that out. So we're gonna go ahead and do that on camera here now. I start out small, maybe with like a 1/16, and then I'll go up a little bit, and then eventually you'll go up and it'll just come out. So alright, so we're gonna go ahead and there's already a hole in it, which is nice. So I'll just go slow, you'll feel it bottom out. So that was 1/16. And then we're gonna go up to a 5/64. And then go up to like a 7/64, and that should hopefully be it, and it should just extract itself. So if all goes well, this one should go right out, or we'll go up one more. So I think if we go one more, it'll come right out. So that was 7/64, and I'll go up to a 1/8. And hopefully that should pop it out. You can see it's already coming out. So one's not very sharp. Let's get another 1/8 going here. Well, it didn't come out, so we'll go up to 5/32. Hopefully that'll take care of it. And you see, it just comes right out. So that is a Welsh plug. Yeah, factory sets them that way, so you can't adjust it. And then let me go clean this off real quick, and then I'll show you what's under there. How you doing? So when you get that out, you will have your air fuel screw down there. You guys can see it, but that's where we drilled out, was right there. I'm guessing somebody's been in this carb, I want to say, but I don't think they adjusted the air fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out, and then I always put these in there. It just makes it easier for adjustment. You can do it on the fly, and that way you don't have to stick a screwdriver up there and try to deal with it that way. So let's go ahead and get that out, and then we'll get the, so there'll be a little washer in there, and a little O-ring, and all that jazz. So we'll go ahead and get this out of there. So I can find a screwdriver to fit there. There we go. So if you guys never taken a carb apart, just mind what you're taking apart and how it goes back together. I've taken plenty of these apart, so I don't have any problems, but I always kind of just set them aside the way they come apart that way, just in case I forget. So you'll have this needle in there, and then there'll be a spring. So you have the spring, and then there's a washer and an O-ring down there. So the spring goes on here like so, and then there'll be a washer and a rubber O-ring. Those two are kind of sometimes difficult to fish out of there, so I'll have to get a pick. And sometimes you'll have to use, like I use like sometimes I use a safety pin, and I'll just bend the end so I can get down in there, because they don't always want to come out. So there's the washer. So that's the washer there. And then the O-ring is going to be way down there. That's always the pain in the butt. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's way down in there. So let's try to fish that out successfully. I wish there was an easier tool to get them out, but unfortunately there's not. So you can see it's crooked now, so we should be able to fish it out of there. Get a screwdriver here. So that would be a little O-ring that is in there. It is definitely hard, a little brittle. So we're going to go ahead and replace that while we're in there. So your carb rebuild kit should come with that needle and all that stuff. But like I said, I use this kit here. So you can get these on Amazon. It's basically the threaded part, the washer, the pin, or the needle, and then you'll just use the spring out of your, oh, I give you a spring, forgot about that, so just use that spring there. If you guys lose a little O-ring and washer, you got a rebuild kit, you can just use it out of there. No difference, same thing. So my rule of thumb is when I'm putting these in is 2.5 turns. This one actually comes with 2 washers. So I'm going to put a washer on the bottom, put the spring on, and then the washer, and then the O-ring on top. And then I'll just grab some fuel and just kind of put it on the O-ring so it's not going in dry. And then when you go back in, so if you look at these, they are flat right here. So that's how you know how many turns. So I'll go ahead and screw it in. And when you do put it in, just go ahead and turn your carb over and then just slide it in like so. That way that nothing falls off and it's all good to go. So this one is in. It's just snugged down. Let me get the bevel here. I usually mark it with a Sharpie, that way I know. So the flat side is on the inside there. So the flat side is going this way, and then I'll do, so that would be half, full, another half, full, so that's 2, and then I'll just go half. So right about there. That'll give me a good reference to where it needs to go to be tuned in right. 2.5, I've never had a problem. I mean, I can adjust it quarter turn either way and it'll be fine. So that is that. And then we are going to change, where is the float bowl drain? So we were going to change the screw here. So we'll get that off. These always get chewed up. And you can see how this one's not too bad. This is the one that they give you. This is the old one. Let's go ahead and use the old one. Clean it up a little bit with some Scotch-Brite. Normally these get pretty stripped out. This one's not too bad. So we'll just go ahead. Sometimes you'll run into the problem where these will leak. It happens, but it doesn't happen often. The new one in the kit. So I'll just go ahead and screw this one in all the way. Call that good. And then all the old parts, I always just put back in the thing, because you never know when you might need a jet in a pinch, stuff like that. So we'll put the new parts, the old parts, all back into the bag that they came in. And I don't always change everything, mostly just the jets and the air fuel, O-ring, and stuff like that. So I will put all this back in the bag, all these old parts, because sometimes, like O-rings, like if they're hard and shit, just throw them away. There's no sense in using that again. You know, like gasket, I mean, this thing is, I mean, it'll work at a pinch, so I'll save it, but it is a little on the hard side. So that is that. And we'll go ahead and put this back on. And then we'll go ahead and get this back in the bike. Hardest part is getting it in, because you got those rubber boots that don't always cooperate. So we might get some rain today. Hope not. Just want to get this finished. Got the bike all cleaned up, and I want to swap the shocks today if at all possible. So I'm gonna get this back in the bike, and we'll start it up, give it a final test.